Hi everyone, welcome back to Megan's Creative Arts. Today we're going to be doing this beautiful single crochet V-stitch chevron blanket. I did this many years ago, so you can see that it's gotten some love, been washed multiple times. And if I find the yarn, I will link it below. But you can see it has this deep chevron pattern, and this is a self-striping yarn, and has a little bit of a sparkle threaded throughout. But this would look great with a self-striping yarn, or if you wanted to stripe it yourself by changing colors, this would be great. So in my example today, I'm gonna show you how to change the colors. But let's go ahead and get started. You will be chaining a lot more than you may normally think you may need to because of the deep V of these chevrons. You actually lose a lot when you're actually doing it. So for that blanket I just showed you, I was probably using a 5mm. Today I'm going to be using a 5.5. And yes, before you ask, my daughter painted my nails and I have not gotten all of it off. And that's okay. So if you're going to be doing a full-size blanket, you're going to be doing 274 chains, but you're going to be losing about 1/3 of that when we actually do the stitches. So the multiple is 34 plus 2. So you make it as wide or as narrow as you would like. You won't really know how wide it is until you do at least the first couple rows. Okay, so I have chained 70. Again, it's not going to actually be as long as this or as wide. It'll shrink up quite a bit as we start the pattern. So to start, I'm going to single crochet into the second chain from my hook. So the loop does not count. We're going to skip one and do a single crochet into this first one. So insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2. That's your single crochet. We're going to skip one and do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into that next stitch. Now we're going to skip 2 and do the V-stitch, which is the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. and we're going to do this a total of 5 times. So there's 1, so skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So that's 3. Four, and 5. All right. So you can see we have first leg, kind of. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I put an extra, but that's okay. We can actually use this. So to make the top of our peak, the top of the chevron, we actually have to do a V-stitch, chain 3, then another V-stitch all in the same chain space. And I will write the directions below. Okay. Here's what it's going to look like. So that's a V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch. And again, the V-stitch is the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. All right, now we're going to work our way down. So we're going to skip 2. There's 1, 2, V-stitch. And we're going to do this 4 times. So skip 2, 1, 2, V-stitch. That's 2. Three and 4. All right, next we're going to skip 2, do just a single crochet, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet. That is the bottom of your chevron. We're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and do our next V-stitch. So here's what it looks like so far. See those deep V's? Okay. And since we're going back up, we have to do this V-stitch total of 4 times. So we did it once. We're going to skip 2, V-stitch, skip 2, V-stitch, and last time skip 2, V-stitch. Now we're going to work the top So the top of our chevron, we skip 2, and in here we go, we do our V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So this is what it looks like so far. Now we're going to work our way back down. You can't really see it, but this is 1, 2, and that third one we V-stitch. It gets easier after this first row. I always think the first row is the hardest. All right, here's where you may want to pause. I'm getting to the end because I'm only doing an example. You want to keep going on your first row. All right, so this is the top. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. You should be going to do the bottom again, but I'm at the end of my first row. And at the end, you're going to skip 2 again, so you're going to have a total of 5 V-stitches. And I actually miscounted when I did my chains. Should have had one more. But you should have 2 at the end. You're going to skip 1 and double crochet into the last chain. I miscounted. That's okay. So you should have something that looks similar like this for your first row. Yours will again be wider, longer than mine. Now to move on to the second row, which is your repeat row, you're going to just repeat row 2 for the length of your project. You're going to chain 1 and turn, single crochet into the top of this double crochet. Then we're going to single crochet in the first chain 2 space, so in between your V-stitch there. And then we're going to V-stitch our way up in these chain 2 spaces. So I'm going to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Told you this would be easier as we went. You should have the same amount as you started with. So if you're on the first area of your second row, you're going to have 5 of these. Go. Now, in this chain 3 space, you're going to do the top of your chevron. So that's the V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 3, push these over just a little, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So there's the top of our chevron. We're going to work our way down. So in the next 4, we are going to work our V-stitches. There's 4. Now for our down of our chevron, it's really easy. I'm going to single crochet in the top of each of these 2 chain 2 spaces. So single crochet, skip all of this, single crochet. So here's what it looks like so far. All right, we're going to keep going. So now we're going to work our way back up. So the next 4 V-stitches, we're going to work another V-stitch. There we go. Now at the top, you're going to do your V-stitch, chain 3 V-stitch, and then again work your way back down. So if you're at the end of your second row, you'll be doing 5 V-stitches. If you're still in the middle working your way down, you'll be doing 4. So there's 3. 4. 5 for me. And then we're going to, in this last chain 2 space, we're going to single crochet. And then double crochet into the last stitch, which should be a single crochet. There we go. Harder to do this when you're looking through a camera. So here's what row 2 looks like. So that's 2 rows. I'm going to change color. Easiest way for me to change color is to just back out of my last stitch just a little. And should have had some of this yarn already pulled out, but I'll do it now. So I like to pull it in to my last stitch, pull it a little tight, make sure I have a tail. Now I'm going to just repeat row 2 again. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn, swoop, single crochet into that top of the double crochet, and then single crochet in my next chain 2 space. Now we'll work our V-stitches. Make sure you have a decent tail if you are switching colors. That way you can weave them in at the end using a hook or preferably a yarn needle. so I'm at the top of my chevron again. So again, I'm going to do the V-stitch, chain 3 V-stitch, go, and work your way back down. So here's what it looks like so far. I'm just pulling a little more yarn out so I can finish my third row. There we go. And if you ever make a mistake, you can always just pull your hook out and pull the yarn until you have taken out the mistake. All right, so I've got my 4. So I should be at the bottom, and I am. So I'm just going to single crochet into these 2 V-stitches. And work my way back up a little. You can see how quickly and easy this pattern is. I'm going to call this one Rainbow Heaven, just because of the yarn I used with the first one. But you should have something about like this. And then, depending on your yarn, you may have something that looks more like this. Again, I used a smaller hook for this one. But if you have questions, leave me a comment. And as always, please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you aren't already, please be a subscriber. I'll see you next time. Bye.